Hey everyone, BNSF9382 here with video. Hey, it's been a while. I apologize for being delinquent on my videos, but haven't really been doing anything on a layout lately. Well, probably in the last year. It's kind of cleaned up, and I have been running some trains, but haven't really done any work, so nothing to really talk about. But this past summer, July, mid-July, I guess it was, my wife and I drove up to Williams, Arizona, and we got on the train and rode the train up to the Grand Canyon. First time I've ever been to the Grand Canyon, and it was the first time I've ridden the Grand Canyon Railroad, that train up there. So anyway, I think I have some clips of that that I recorded on my iPhone. I'll try to see if I can splice that together. But the two things that I bought was this coffee cup from Williams, Arizona. Or I don't know if I got this in Williams or actually in the Grand Canyon. But anyway, we just spent the day, rode the train up that morning. Spent the day at the Grand Canyon, and then rode the train home that evening, or back to Williams. So there's a hotel. I think the website is Grand Canyon Railway. I forget the name of the website, but there's a pretty good website that tells you all about the amenities that are there in Williams, and then options and different things you can do while at the Grand Canyon. There's a hotel in Williams right by the train depot that's fairly expensive. I think they quoted us like $300 a night. We ended up driving into Flagstaff, and spent the night in Flagstaff, and then did the Grand Canyon the next day. But didn't really want to spend $300 a night to stay there in Williams. So we got a normal Marriott type hotel in Flagstaff that was a third of the cost. So anyway, the day after, when we completed the Grand Canyon trip and then got back to Williams, that evening we drove into Laughlin and spent the night in Laughlin. But anyway, from here in San Diego, where I am, up to Williams is probably 7 or 8 hours, give or take. Maybe more, 9 hours. But anywho, it was well worth it if you've never been to the Grand Canyon. Words and pictures cannot describe the impact and the beauty of the Grand Canyon. I do recommend riding the train if you can. It sure beats driving. Didn't have to find a place to park and drive and spend time gas. I could just sit there on the train and look out the window. But anyway, I did want to kind of update everybody and let everybody know I was still around. And my wife bought me this little pocket knife from the Grand Canyon as well. So anyway, that was my one of our summer trips that we took. And again, it was highly recommended. I highly recommend it if you have any kind of love for trains. It's well worth it. The train ride up is about 2 hours, and give or take an hour and 45 minutes. And then the train ride back is about the same. So the tracks are old and the trains are old. They can only go a certain speed and all those things, but they do have curve and speed restrictions. So anyway, if you want to ride the train, it's well worth it. But check out the website, and if you're in the area, they also do the Snowball Express, or whatever they call it, at Christmas time with the kids and Santa Claus and all that stuff. So, but anyway, just wanted to let everybody know I was still around, and I'm playing around with my new GoPro. That's what this is being shot on. I have a GoPro Hero 7 Black, And don't know how the audio is going to turn out on this. I've heard that most folks will use like an external speaker or something like that. So anyway, um, if you're in the area of the Grand Canyon, I highly recommend you take the train and spend the day. There's also a hotel in the Grand Canyon. On the South Rim is where we went. The South Rim Hotel. You can stay there as well. So anyway, BNSF 9382 out. Okay, here's the photos I took from the trip to the Grand Canyon. These photos were all taken with my iPhone, so don't know how this is going to turn out. But again, the trip was, I really enjoyed it. I've been wanting to do this trip for a long time, and finally found the time and had the opportunity to go do it, so we did it. The up here at Williams, before the train leaves, they do a little Western shootout little show with the cowboys and horses and stuff, so that was kind of cool. And they do that. That takes like 10 or 15 minutes. And then after the show's over, then you start boarding the train for the ride up the Grand Canyon. These pictures here were taken in Williams at the train station. And now we're on the train. They have some couple of entertainers that come through, and during the ride up, each car has a tour guide that kind of tells you what's going on, and during the ride up, there's a food car that you can buy drinks and chips and stuff at, nothing too fancy. We stayed in one of the least expensive coach cars just to get a ride up there. There are different levels of, depending on how much money you want to spend. There are some pictures of the Grand Canyon. Again, the pictures and words just can't describe the feeling you get when you first walk up the stairs there and look over the side. Pretty amazing. Again, highly recommended. Take the train. It takes kind of some of the worry out of driving and parking and traffic and all those things. Spend the day, or you can spend the night at the hotel in the Grand Canyon and take the train back the following day or whatever. Again, check the website for the Grand Canyon Railway and the hotel, and it gives you a price list. And there's we did use our AAA discount. That was, I think, better than military discounts or anything else. If you already have a parks pass for the national parks, then you get a discount as well because you don't need to pay for entrance into the park. But anyway, wrapping up these pictures of the railroad and the Grand Canyon. But anyway, hope you enjoy this. We'll see how this comes out, and hopefully we'll get a video of the my railroad and trains running on it. But anyway, this is the train robbery scene when the train robbers come on board. But anyway, have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. BNSF 9382.